Welcome everybody here to your coverage of the D2CL. I am your host for the English live stream, TobiWan, bringing you what people class as El Clasico, but really I think it deserves an even greater name than that. It is Na'Vi going up against Alliance. It is also a full best of 5, the winner of which will go through into the grand final for the D2CL and play out for the lion's share of almost $125,000 USD. The loser of this matchup will then play a best of 5 matchup in the third place, and that'll be coming up early next week or possibly even this weekend, so stay tuned over at d2cl.org for all those details. Of course, before we actually kick off, we start talking about our two teams which are playing tonight. I want to talk about my co-caster. Now, I got to cast with him just the other week. In fact, we got to do a D2CL match. It was bloody brilliant, and this time around I'm hoping he's going to be my good luck charm. I want to rub him like a little what's the little things, pot of gold, end of a rainbow kind of thing, because he brought me great luck for our games before, and let's hope it happens for today's best of 5. It is Luminous. Welcome to the broadcast, man.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to just use that segue and just say that I think out of all the professional Dota 2 casters, I'm the luckiest one. Just want to point that out. I just think that whenever I cast games, there's a great likelihood that it's going to be great games, just because I'm lucky. So we're going to, for that, we're going to be having one of the best of 5 that we ever witnessed.
Does that mean we can call you the caster leprechaun? Because if you're the caster leprechaun, I am so down for this. I'm so down for this. Let's actually talk about our teams first. Before we kick ourselves directly into the game, because I know the draft is up. Looking over our roster for Na'Vi, the full 5 playing today before they came from holidays. Poppy, Avos, Dendi, Kuro, as well as Funnick, the primarily Ukrainian team with the Estonian captain and the German ringer. They're going up against Alliance, and of course, everyone knows these boys from Sweden, the TI3 champions, and they're going up against the team they stomped down in that final. I can't actually say stomped, can I? You were there. You saw what happened.
No, it was quite close, especially the last game.
Down to the wire. Down to the wire with it. Yeah, the Dream Coil will forever be etched in our memory. Let's also, before we get ourselves directly inside the game, let's actually have a look at our matchup today. So firstly, we can look at them in solos, man. Dendi versus S4. S4's back in the drafter seat, and I'm looking forward to seeing these two battle up. It's always a great battle when these two face up.
Yeah, it really is. And both the solo mids have a very different playstyle. Obviously, the team has a very different playstyle. I mean, if you look at the numbers, they definitely prioritize on different things. S4 seems to be going for more kills. But then he goes for a lot of kills as well, but it's mostly through assists, it feels like, when he just jumps in, for example, with this puck and just create havoc. Both of these guys are great puck players, but I don't think we'll see that this game, as looks like Invoker's already selected for Dendi.
Yeah, we'll actually look at our other guys later on in the night, because I know what everyone came here to see, so we'll check out the other matchups later on this evening. For now, though, here is your draft. So Na'Vi will be starting over on the Dire side, we'll have Alliance over on the Radiant side, and you're right, with the Invoker already being picked up here for Na'Vi, pretty sure that's going to be in the hands of Dendi for this game, and we get a very early Lycan pickup also coming out from Na'Vi. He's getting more and more favored throughout the scene.
Yeah, he really is, and I'm glad you brought up the Lycan, because before this game happened, I was had a time to do a little bit of research about the two teams, and to my surprise, neither team has actually been picking Lycan. And the teams that are being successful right now, like Empire, Roxkiss, your Russian teams, are all Lycan pickers. So it seems like Na'Vi is going to be at least emulating that a little bit. The heroes that the two teams also don't pick up a lot is Centaur. Out of the last 10-15 games, I think Alliance has only picked it once. So I personally feel that those two heroes are kind of what makes the current meta very special, very fast, very push-oriented. And we'll see if we're going to see some Centaur down the line in this best of 5.
I'd be interested to see if they do that, because, okay, we can almost take this matchup. People have seen this matchup time and time again. Na'Vi versus Alliance, time and time again. And even when these guys play and you got a whole new meta around them, they go back to what they know they're going to be playing up against. These two teams know each other very well, and I do kind of find they find themselves in a very repetitive draft going up against each other. Well, we play our comfort zone, you play your comfort zone, the both two just seem to gel together. No one goes for something completely out of the box kind of thing. So, yeah, I maybe even would say Centaur may not appear at all.
Yeah, that's true.
In this game, because Funnick and Admiral Bulldog, when have they ever put up their hands and said Centaur's a great hero? Haven't really seen that one. People like Light of Heaven, he's like, yeah, we've got to have this hero inside the game. And then people started picking it up. It's like, yeah, this is actually going to be really, really cool. But yeah, both of these teams haven't really shown that. At the same time, too, I'm on to shed a little bit of light about why Na'Vi's probably picking up the Lycan. I was having a quick chat to Dendi just before we started up the game, and he was basically talking about the fact that these guys actually haven't played almost a single game for like a week.
Okay.
Like the certain players have been going on holidays and having some time off, so they're coming in, and he wasn't like feeling massively confident coming into this game. But at the same time, like he was also aware the Lions also weren't going to be too confident coming into this game. So they're feeling pretty much on even Stevens. But just in saying that, Puppy's probably been looking at the other matches, seeing what other people are doing, what he kind of feels is good to do as well. Maybe something took his fancy. And I think the Lycan would have been one of those moments. He was watching a game and said, yeah, that Lycan works well. I'll pick it.
Yeah, Dandy, as you guys may know, he's streaming quite a lot lately. Did an AMA the other day on Reddit. So, it worries me that the team hasn't been playing that much, but I guess Dandy fans out there have a lot of exposure to him, watching him feed in pups or win in pups, whichever one it is.
I don't think it really matters though, does it? Like at the end of the day, Na'Vi is the same lineup they've played time and time again. The only thing which kind of lapses, which you notice when they have a lot of breaks or like the focus is gone, is the coordination, like the exact timing, jumping in, like getting that dual combination, like Nature's Prophet. I have the image of ROT Case Prophet etched into my mind. Every time I think of like bad synergy, I just turn to this. But to see like how the ganks happen, the positioning for the TP now going to be coming in from Funnick, the Sunstrike coordination. We still don't see the two supports from Na'Vi yet. I want to see how they gel here in game number 1.
Yeah, so the cool thing to speak of about Navi's draft so far is, we've seen this quite a bit now recently with Lycan being picked up more, is you send the level 3 wolves into the mid lane, which, they are in Viz now, and then you just keep a Sunstrike and Invoker, not Sunstrike, the Cold Snap. So suddenly out of nowhere, you have a Cold Snap on your head and 2 wolves biting at you. And normally a lot of solo mids just straight up die to that, especially if Na'Vi decides to rotate the Nature's Prophet in as well. So that's going to be something that Na'Vi could definitely lean on to if they want to pick up some early kills. Also, the other thing I want to talk about Alliance's 2 support is, where's the lockdown? I mean, Venomancer, not exactly the best lockdown support there is. Same thing with Ancient Apparition. So I think they're really leaning on something more like early game damage coming in from the Chilling Touch, maybe the Poison Sting. And if Na'Vi could pick a very mobile hero such as Lycan, I think Alliance is going to have a very difficult time keeping them tracked down.
Yeah, actually, in saying that too, man, you're right. Like, what's going to happen too if Venomancer and Ancient Apparition, you talk about this early damage with Chilling Touch, what if it ever gets applied to a hero? Like, you're playing with Nature's Prophet and not Flame Prophet. We're seeing Bulldog and Funnick both play it very well to a point where no cancel basically spawn up inside the jungle, and he can just go into his own jungle and start farming that one up. A Quaswex Invoker is going to keep Venomancer and Ancient Apparition at bay while you get Lycan farming up, and this may answer my question right now because this is where I was leading to. If Alliance want to try and play this game with a Venomancer and Ancient Apparition dishing out damage, they've got to be aggressive, and Ursa Warrior, Bear Man, he's the key to being aggressive.
Yeah, Ursa's one of the very few heroes in the entire game that can actually just go toe-to-toe with Lycan and says, I'll man up and fight you. The problem with Ursa is he doesn't push as quickly as Lycan does. He doesn't buff the team nearly as powerful as Lycan does. And, when the Death Ball push comes from Na'Vi, it is going to be very difficult for Ursa to jump in and stay alive, especially when you have Serpent Wards, Necrobooks, Treants, and everybody being held up. I'm fearful for Ursa. I feel like Ursa is going to have BKB. He's going to have a Blink, Vlad's very early in the game to actually stop what Navi's trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. But the problem is, like, he needs all of these items, but he needs to also hit his timing early in the mid-game. You're going up against Na'Vi. Like, you're talking about the Lycan buff up, but you've got 3 heroes that go Necrobooks. So you can have 3 Necrobooks, level 3 Necrobooks out on the field. Invoker, Prophet, and Lycan will all be able to afford this. I know Danny sometimes normally favors a Blink Dagger over having like Necro passive kind of units, but the power with it, with the Howl as well, it just melts down towers, and Ursa can't fight up against that without his BKB, without everything else. I'm very concerned for Alliance's late game. If they get this early game, though, they're going to mow through Na'Vi.
Yeah.
But if they don't, they're in a lot of trouble. And then we get a Lone Druid as the final one. This almost feels like the plan second B.
I mean, I feel like if I'm Puppy right now, it's an easy Enigma pick. He loves the hero. If you look at how many actual way for them to shut down Black Hole, there's like 2. Maybe, and then that guy could build a quick necro book to support that big early push. The demonic conversion gets how bonus. You get a quick blink necro, or if you want to go mech into BKB for that black hole.
Yeah.
I mean, this draft is very, very greedy for Alliance. It's gonna be up to the early game play of S4. I mean, he's really the only way that could give them some early game lockdown. But instead of that, it's gonna be Enchantress. So. Well, more minions coming in your towers.
Yeah, this is also going to allow Na'Vi to go for the early Roshan, and I think that's probably the secondary reason of the Enchantress being picked up. Because with both Lycan and Enchantress, you only need the two of them to do Roshan, but you can also commit Prophet, Shadow Shaman, Invoker. This just lets you jump in the second Havos finishes up that Vladimir's offering. So that'll be a point where I'll keep my eyes very much peeled for. But also lets Na'Vi force down towers early on. Like, we talk about the early game working. Na'Vi just sitting back and being passive. Alliance are going to try and make the plays on them. Like, they're going to smoke up. They're going to try and attempt to gank once that Bat Rider gets a Blink Dagger. If that comes up at 8 minutes, Na'Vi need a way to shift the focus of Alliance. And I think the Enchantress pickup would actually give them that momentum to do so, beyond just waiting for Kuro to hit Mass Serpent Wards.
Yeah, I imagine this early game, aside from like 1 or 2 smoke gank, it's going to be very passive. Because if you look at heroes like Lycan, he needs that Vlad, like you talked about. Invoker needs his level. Same thing with Nature's Prophet. So I imagine Bat Rider is going to have the time and room to farm for that quick Blink Dagger. I wonder if Alliance is going to do a Roshan check, because even though Navi's not going for it, this lineup is definitely very capable of taking a level on Roshan, but seems like they don't really care about that.
With this lineup, I doubt Na'Vi would really try and force it, especially up against a team like Alliance, who are known as the Roshan Dogs, as opposed to the Roshan Wolves. That's Fnatic.
Yeah.
But they're gonna move up right now, and with a 5-man smoke, this is just them trying to put early aggression out. We've got this Ollie's little chance. Wow, actually looks like he's got like an egg sack on the back of him. Either way, they are rotating around nicely here, Alliance. The question is, though, can they get the vision advantage?
Uh-oh. The 2 supports are going to get caught out. Oh, Invoker breaks the smoke, but he's going to get napalmed up. Where is the Gale? Ake is very far behind. Can they get the clap? Earthshock's going to hit, and then they should be going down for sure. Yeah.
He will die right now, but they won't be able to follow up into maybe Funnick, because Funnick actually let off the trees. He was blocking up Ake while they're trying to run after him, and now Na'Vi's got the choice if they want to try and catch out somebody, but they won't. They're just backing up. Kuro is actually already heading down to the bottom lane for some reason, while Dandy is back up and live and heading in towards the mid.
Ooh, this is pretty bad for Na'Vi, as it was S4 that drew the first blood, so he has the option to go for a quick bottle or boots. Seems like he went for the bottle.
He's already got the bottle on the courier.
Yeah, on the courier coming the way. So, yeah, Dandy's going to have a fairly tough time, especially if Bat Rider gets the boot first before Dandy gets his. We're going to see some dives under that tower.
That's going to be a rough time for Dandy. It's going to be a real rough time for Denny. I'm also surprised, too, that throughout all of that, even when he's being attacked, Denny didn't level up Quas at all. He actually never put a single point up in anything, and now he levels up the Quas. So he was waiting to see exactly what he was up against before he, in fact, skilled.
I mean, Quas does give you a little bit of a strength as well as the regen. And I don't think it would have mattered, but hey.
It's just a small thing. Like, if you got him an inch closer, if the trees were able to block up a little bit harder, yeah. But the what-ifs, judge it from an armchair kind of thing. But we've got our good to go now. And, well, I said before the Kuro was heading towards the bottom lane. Funnick is now taking up his rightful place down here. And this is where EGM and RK will also be. They've missed a lot of experience down here in the bottom lane. That's one thing which I suppose Na'Vi could take as a positive out of this, is the fact that Loader is only now just arriving on the bottom lane. But at the same time, Avos hasn't really pulled that much from the top lane either.
Yeah.
And the imbalance in mid is just too big. And you've given a Bat Rider early bottle. Just a quick couple of stacks from the supports, and we'll have an even faster Blink Dagger over on the Bat Rider.
Dandy's going to bring himself a Magic Stick as he needs to, for sure, against the Bat Rider. But Bat Rider, if you look at his current gold, he's got boots already, so even if that smoking comes from Enchantress, in fact, speaking of that Enchantress, is going up top, I don't think this is going to work against Admiral Bulldog.
Well, there's no ward watching it. But yeah, Admiral Bulldog's being a little bit more defensive, so he's okay.
Yeah, on the daytime, I think the vision like extends down to this particular area, so it's very hard to make that type of gank without a smoke. I'm surprised that puppy even tried.
Actually, you notice if you go onto the Radiant Fog of War, the tower in fact sees out through this region here on the top lane. So it doesn't actually see on the ramp. Like, this area is in fact fogged.
Bulldog was standing over here, so the hero vision sees far down. But like, you're right, it's also hard to sneak past this particular area. Yeah. A lot of drawing early on.
Yep. Well, Alliance have now gone into something which I was actually a little bit concerned would happen. Like, we've got Puppy causing some issues for S4 in the middle, just sending in a timing out Centaur anyway. But they're protecting the runes. Protecting the runes, we've got Alliance going slightly more passive right now. In the same time, though, like, Puppy has spent almost no time inside of his jungle, and he wants to gank up mid lane again. Cold Snap's coming off cooldown in 2 seconds' time, so now he's going to enchant Cold Snap, S4 into the Firefly, but he's going to take way too much damage here. A simple Invis rune, and waited out the perfect timing. And the middle lane balance has been restored to being even again.
Very nice gank. I'm surprised Alliance was not able to drop an Observer Ward on the top river when they're making that kind of jungle hunting trip earlier. And also, if you're looking at Admiral Bulldog, he is completely driven away from that top lane, just afraid of the pressure that Puppy is able to give to him. So you can see that Kuroki in his own jungle, just safely pulling without any kind of negative consequences. Puppy could do whatever he wants now. And unfortunately for Admiral Bulldog, well, he's not getting too much farm.
No, but he has still managed to find 4 levels. Like, that's still not a bad thing for Admiral Bulldog. And he has managed to pick up... Did he actually pick up something, or is he just completely out? No, he picked up boots. So 3 minutes at least he's got his basic boots. One hero that has been shut down completely, though, you want to talk about the difference between, like, the offlaners? We've got Funnick, who still is yet to hit... Okay, now he just hit level 2 with the creep wave approaching the tower. But he is well behind that of Admiral Bulldog. Like, you got 9 for 1 up against a 1 for 0 on the CS board for these guys.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Funnick's not getting much. I guess if you want to kind of...
Well, Admiral Bulldog, he was coming in close. Puppy will throw off a quick enchant. They're trying to force the tier 1 tower in the top lane with a Vorst. He's about to crack his level 3 wolves. That's why Puppy and Kuro haven't joined the tower yet. They're making sure he hits that level 5, and there it is. So level 3 wolves are up with the Alpha Wolf as well. They're going to dish out a lot of damage to this tower.
Yeah, they have the siege unit. Havos could pop power at any given moment he wants.
Sorry, I don't know why, but Puppy decided to take most of the aggro from that tower.
Oh, if you look at what Admiral Bulldog's doing, he's running the Spirit Bait pass and just gonna drive the creep aggro away from the entire wave. Well, there goes your push. What do you do against this?
Oh, you wait for the next wave. Because the downside about Admiral Bulldog keeping this this bear up, he's managed to actually grab a wave and a half, and it looks like they don't care. Like, they had the Alpha Wolf is gone, the catapult remained here, so they'll bring down the tower, but you can have a triple creep wave now pushing in through the top lane. This might bite him in the ass, especially with the bear being locked in, put up the Howl, Puppy with a body block, and the creep wave behind it. They shock it, so Kura gets a bonus 300 gold. He's actually, well, Lycan's picking up his Vlads, and yeah, Kuro's rolling in the dough.
I think it was Nature's Prophet that picked it up.
Was it Prophet?
It seemed like, yeah, Brown that picked up the goal, which he desperately needs that goal, so kudos to him. Lately, we've been seeing more and more of Prophet getting those early small game items, such as Basilius upgrading at phase before going for the Hand of Midas, because fights have been happening much earlier. So I imagine Funnick's going to go for a very similar build, as like most Prophet, he's struggling in the early game.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll end up going for the Ring of Basilius, though, because with the Vladimir's offering, it ends up just stacking up your items a little bit too much.
That's true.
And the fact that Avos had just managed to finish up his full Vladimir's offering 5 minutes in. I talked about earlier Roshan before, or Dendy. He's trying to solo S4 in the mid with the Cold Snap Tornado combo. While bottom lane's being dived. Funnick's going to get galled up, and then Chilling Touch Loader just carves through him with those phase boots and the Chilling Touch bonus damage. They're TPing more support to the bottom lane, so Kuro's going to come down.
Oh.
He's still got Hex and Shackle, so I'm not seeing much of a problem here for Kuro. Yeah, especially with Prophet also returning to the lane.
Yeah, once Ursa pick up that phase boot, it gets much more dangerous for a slow hero like Nature's Prophet to come in. Despite him even having boots, it's not enough. But Tier 1 tower gonna get sieged down. There is Glyph available still for Na'Vi. And, well, Kuro's actually doing a very good job just spamming the Ether Shock and pushing back that wave.
Yeah, that's all he needs to do. And this Tier 1 tower is so important for Na'Vi. Like, if they lose these Tier 1 towers on the bottom and the mid, it really restricts the access to Roshan. And whenever you're running a Lycan, it's kind of essential. Like, Havos is waiting until he's got the medallion before he goes in.
Yeah, I think Havos could also, if he wants, he could just pop the wolves to the mid lane and start kind of assassinating the Batrider. But speaking of the Batrider, S4's got a chunk of gold now. There's an item flying out. No, it looks like he's been bottle crowing. Loda's also going in for a quick Vlads, and he should have it very soon as well.
What is Loda really going to get from this Vladimir's offering, though? Like really, what's the transition of Loda we're searching for? Should we be looking for kills instead, like Blink Dagger Shadow Blades kind of style?
So generally, there's two builds going for Ursa. If you want to fight, or if you need to fight early, you just skip your Vlads and you go straight into Blink, because with Phase Blink you basically kill just about anybody in the entire game. But looks like Vlad's, I mean, it gives you some good early push, and when that Lycan is chomping down your supports, the +5 armor really goes a long way. The +5 armor probably not going to save them, but it will make them survive long enough such that the rest of your team could do more damage to the enemy team. So there's that. Also, with the Vlads as well as your Ursa Bear, you could actually group up and maybe do a little bit of siege to a tier 1 tower. You were talking about the importance of those tier 1 towers for the Roshan access. Vlads helps you get those as well.
I can understand
this is like a kind of standard build on him if he doesn't want to go Blink first.
It's that safety net we're talking about before for both Alliance and Navi. Game number 1, it's always just the toe in the water. Check to see if it's cold or not. There's a lot of support coming towards the bottom lane. Puppey is on his way down here with a Wild Wing and the extra TP. They go Hex to start with. Couldn't really lock down Loaded though, but they are protecting this bottom tower. And Funnick starting the TP. Don't know what happened to his animation halfway through that tornado. Wow, that's already so long. Onto EGM with the Cold Snap. Shackles to follow up, and they catch out the Ancient Apparition. With so many heroes also committed towards this bottom lane, you would assume Na'Vi would try and force out the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this Na'Vi team definitely could do the early game push as well, but S4 doing an excellent job pressure in the mid lane, and that's going to force some of the hero to rotate. And there's Loda going mid with incomplete Vlads, but he's going to try to pressure this wave as well.
With Loda here, I'm not quite sure they still have enough damage to rip through this tower. Compared to this rate that this bottom lane can be pushed at, then again, I just realized Kuro's not level 6 yet. Considering how much experience I thought he was leeching down here in the bottom lane, thought he would have more. RK caught out. There's a troll trap here too, so RK, he's already left the Gale over on Puppey. Only level 1, so no DPS, just a slow, but S4's going to try and capitalize on this, moving himself up with the Hex from Kuro, try and buy some more space. Loader comes in too, and they just say, just leave me alone, with a Flame Break, pushes Kuro back into the fight. So the 2 supports from Na'Vi get punished on the bottom lane.
Yeah, we're seeing how even though the Alliance has very little disable, the pseudo-disable of things like that Gale, as well as the Ice Vortex, with a good Flame Break, they could pick up, quite easy kills on these slow, squishy supports. I just want to give a big shout out to Dendi though, because he gave up the first blood to S4, who had a 600 gold advantage on him with a quick bottle, but looks like he's actually doing just fine.
Well, his net worth is correct over 4K, which is currently sitting about 200 in front of S4. So yeah. But he still doesn't keep up with Lycan yet. But then again, that's to be expected. Vost, he's now got the Medallion and Vlad's up. I'm still waiting for the entry into the Roche Pit. And I'm waiting to see Alliance's response. And I thought it was going to come a lot earlier from Na'Vi for basically one reason alone. And that's... Actually, no, I can have 2 reasons. I'm going to expand my thoughts to 2 reasons. Ancient Apparition Ultimate and Blink Dagger Bat Rider. Yes. Both are about to arrive, so this is the sweet spot before both of those either ability or item is up and running. So a Vorce is into the pit.
You know when Na'Vi made that tier 1 push down the bot lane when they killed the Ancient Apparition? I think that was the time for him to actually go in, because the rest of Na'Vi did such a good job distracting the team, forcing a couple of teleports, and with that given time, he already had Medallion then. I think at that time he could have probably sneaked by the Roshan, or even if Alliance knew about it, they wouldn't have the manpower to stop it.
Yep.
But now he's in fear of the Blink Dagger like you talked about, and these wards are being stacked up by the Venomancer, so there's complete vision into the Roshan pit if they want as well. I don't think Lycan's going to be able to get that Aegis unless Na'Vi could, get 3-4 kills. Yeah,
but they could commit like 3-4 heroes towards the pit. Now the Mass Serpent wards are up, and we've already seen Denny's level of control with that Tornado. Like, this is a guy who's already got 5 points up in Wex. I don't think anybody really wants to go anywhere near that pit from Alliance unless they get the better jump in. Ursa could just get kited out with all this kind of jazz. Because we've still got Ursa, like, he's phase boost Vladimir's. There's still no jump in, and there's still no BKB, like what we're talking about during the drafting stage. Until he has this, I don't think Loda wants to have these fights happen. But Na'Vi aren't forcing the point.
Yeah, and I think Na'Vi's perhaps missing a little bit of their strength in this particular time. Like you said, there's just no really real way for Alliance to fight until now. The Blink Dagger just got picked up by S4, and basically every Flaming Lasso cooldown, that means they're going to get a kill. You can see that these guys are grouping up in preparation of a smoke. Ake has one, and they're looking to either force a Roshan fight or force a tower fight. Is it a 4-man smoke? This It's got to be obvious to Alliance, or to Na'Vi when everybody disappears off the map.
And you already see him moving down. Dendy's moving towards the pit. I think jump in. They found Dendy. Lasso's going to go on him. Avos into a shapeshift form, but Dendy is already dead. Loader managed to beat him down. Avos also not looking too pretty. The ALD flew in, gave him extra damage, but it's still 2 core heroes down for Na'Vi for the prize of an ancient apparition. And Ark, he actually got ward trapped. Loader's trying to fight his support way out of there, but the wards will focus him down. The Lycan Wolves also being part of that engagement. But it's 2 supports now for 3 heroes. Puppey, the flame break, just cancels the TP at the last moment, which means Admiral Bulldog has got free gold inside the Roche pit. Puppey is praying he'll be denied to the big man, but not going to happen. Lone Druid will take a double kill, and with that Vladimir's offering and a bear to boot, they're going to go in and take out Roshan themselves.
And look at how dangerous Alliance is once the Blink Dagger is online. They just have it just barely enough to win those fights. Dendy teleports back in. Big EMP Tornado. That's going to force everybody out of the pit. Admiral Bulldog, he wants to man up. And he is still continuously manning up. Kuroki comes in as well. The Ice Blast, that's going to hit, and that's going to hurt a lot to these supports. Kuroki's going to be going down.
Oh, Kuro!
Shackle to save himself. It looks like it will be okay. Very
they
nice.
Control him!
Sprout hits onto 2, and they are going to win this fight. My goodness.
They are, man. That was beautiful control from Kuro. He managed to get the Hex up and then follow with a Shackle and Arcade. They can't reach him. The Sprout from Funnick will push Arcade just close enough for them to attack. He was battling from one side of the river to the other, and they just were out of reach. And now Na'Vi will come back in again. They finish up Roshan, pick up the Aegis Immortal on Avast, and they turn the momentum, which Alliance did so beautifully to gain.
Wow, that was a heck of a fight. And like you said, the momentum is really turning. If you look at the items, that's as a repercussion of that, Lycan's going to finish his Necrobook. And once you have Necrobooks online, I mean, the GG pushes are going to be happening soon. These tier 1 towers are fearing for their lives right now for Alliance.
I'm not surprised, man. I'm really not surprised. After that, and Lotus coming down to the bottom lane. This is a man with 2,000 gold right now and still hasn't bought up any other item. But he's wanting to go on bottom lane. S4's got Blink Dagger last to him. They got a Vost. Now he does still have Shapeshift form, and which means a Vost just goes into it and runs himself away. Their control timing is not, duration is not long enough to keep a Vost locked down. And now they're going to go on for the bear. And Na'Vi, they know they killed this bear during the last engagement. He got caught inside the pit, so they're going to focus him down, hex him up. He's still running out of here, but there's enough damage. Lone Druid has no bear for over a minute now.
Yeah, S4 doesn't have that ultimate as well, a fairly long cooldown, so if Na'Vi wants to pressure, they definitely can. Now, one thing they don't know about is that Ursa just picked up his Blink Dagger, so that's a big bear surprise if he jumps right in your face. Kuroki, gotta be careful, I think he might get jumped on. Here we go! Lotus says, thank you for the free meal and the free kill. Looks like S4 is gonna snatch that one.
Yeah, unfortunately for Loader, he turned into a chicken, and he can't really kill people with feathers, so we had to wait it out. Which means S4 finished the job, but still with that Chilling Touch buff up. And that was the jumping I was looking for from the Ursa. They needed some form of initiation that wasn't just reliant on the long cooldown Lasso. But Dendy, his initiation is the long tornado. Into a cold snap. They're trying to pick up Loader right now. They burn off all of his mana. The Puppy just can't get close enough to keep the slow as well as the impetus damage flying out. The Napalm really started to gunk him up a little.
Yeah, and that should be it. I mean, I don't think Alliance will actually look for fights until those lasso are coming off cooldown, unless they find somebody completely out of position. And what Na'Vi needs to go for right now is either Necrobooks or basically more mobility. And to that point, you can see that Dendy's going to be picking up a Yule Scepter. That's going to allow him to set up basically EMP for sure on any hero that he wants. And looking at this particular Alliance lineup, what can Ursa do without mana? If he gets tossed up in EMP to take away his mana, but he's going to come in right now, Tornado, scaring the heck out of Dendy.
Yeah, that was also buying them the space. The Admiral Bulldog Bear came in and denied the mid-tower. Kuro, you don't want to be doing that, man. Even with your Mass Serpent Ward's going to be there. The Chilling Touch turnaround is just too fast from Alliance. So they mow down the Mass Serpent Wards. But still at the same time, we've got Funnick pushing out the top lane. You've got 2 tier 1 towers down, and Na'Vi's only lost their tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. But they're going to try and do something about it. Loader is already buffing himself up for the top jump.
He's smoked up. He's walking forward. But Funnick thinks better of it. He's going to back off. He has a Midas. And he's going to be going for that quick mechs. I think they still know where he is. We're right there. Yep.
Jump out. And in they go. Funnick gets destroyed by the AA ulti. It was the Observer Ward that was just a little bit deeper in that saw it all. In the meantime, though, Venomancer gets picked off by Dendy just around the top rune area.
Yep, nicely done. I think he's going to have his Yule Scepter finished right about now.
Yeah, it's on the courier already. This is also going to be a really fast Dendy. Like, I know Cap and I were talking about the other night, but it's just crazy how much Invoker now is, like, the best initiator inside the game, because you got an Invis Haste Rune, which then means you can just walk up, your Cold Snap, if you get, like, a Scythe of Vice, also up on this hero. You've got never-ending disables coming out from this guy.
Yeah, I agree. And unlike a hero like a Bat Rider, who primarily initiates against one person, I mean, if your EMP Tornado hits like 2 or 3, suddenly the person that you're not necessarily initiating on, the people behind that get hit by the EMP, they are useless for that fight. And here we go. Dendy, like you said, is using that Ghost Walk to initiate. He's got the Yule Scepter just as a get out of jail free card.
You just look at that 5-2 movement speed. This is the only downside, though. There's a reveal. Once the White Feet arrive, you know the White Walker is nearby. So you got to be careful about it. But it's like, why do you even care about it? Like, you got a 35-second slow. Which I think I remember, I was casting, it was Hani. It was Hani playing his Invoker. And I basically said that Invoker was like looking at a permanent vendetta. Because no matter where you walk, you're able to kill people off. Like and it's permanent invis for the Invoker.
Yeah, the downside is you can't get too close. Like the reveal factor makes him such that, you know, you can't get next to him, set up whatever you need to set up and go to work. So
you do need something like you have to use your Cold Snap almost instantly, or you have to have a Scythe device to make it work properly.
I think that will be broken if you just don't know where he is, and suddenly, you know, no reveal comes in and he gets an easy initiate like that.
You should check out the Team Empire versus Fnatic game from the MLG TKO, because that's exactly what happened. Like, Empire got walked over, like completely walked over by Hani's Invoker. The funny thing is, though, they still lost that game, Fnatic.
I mean, when you say Empire lose a game, that's surprising to me.
Loader is dead on the top lane. A Voss comes in, he pops off the level 3 Necrons. We're 18 minutes in, he's walking around with Aegis. We're about to be reclaimed in 30 seconds time, but with the level 3 Necro units, Na'Vi is just looking to push into the tier 2 towers while he's down. But Bat Rider, also Firefly's already been used. He's trying to find an opening on Denny, but he's keeping up. He does. He gets the lasso, 4-stars him down. They drag him back a very, very long way, and Sentry Wards go down too, so Denny can't hide. Aeon is being prepared, so when Denny walks away, he gets smacked by that as well. But Arcade Ward Trap by Koro is able to bring him down now with the shackles. He's trying to focus on bringing down Lone Drew as Bear. He's almost succeeded. A couple of impedances there from Puppey, and they in fact achieved the job. It is 2 heroes down. Now Denny goes on S4 on the top lane with the Cold Snap. Funnick comes in too. They've lost the vision though on S4. Napalm's around the corner, and the Wolves come in trying to body block him out, but S4, Firefly back off cooldown. Blinks in, Flame Break. He wants Denny down. He's got 2 Napalm stacks already. But S4 is really pushing the envelope right now. 3 Napalm stacks. He kept the stack up. Funnick is trying to track him down while Loader, he's after Puppey. ALD's flying in a little bit deeper. Puppey, his heel's going with the A ulti. Perfectly positioned by EGM. Now Dendy, Cold Snap, needs to buy himself some space. Yule Scepter still there. Now in for the phase moves. Bat Rider's been picked off in the meantime, and now Loader, there's the Yule Scepter up quickly. Kuro comes in, hexes up Loader, shocks up on EGM. He's gone in with the Urn Charge. It's going to bring him down. There's shackles, there's everything else. You'll lose out on Kuro and then Dendy.
Quas regen, he's going to TP back home just fine. And meanwhile, EGM's going to use the Urn on himself to fight.
EGM!
Sunstrike on his head, but just a level 1 Sunstrike, not going to do anything. Holy.
You expect a lot more damage to the level 1 Sunstrike out from Dendy.
I have no clue who came ahead in that particular engagement, because it was just like a endless chase. I guess Na'Vi came ahead because Dendy was able to get so much experience, but Loda was able to pick up a couple kills as well.
I would toss it up right, man, because you lost the tier 2 tower on the top lane as well. The Lone Druid Bear did go down a couple of times too. Admiral Bulldog, I think, has had this guy on cooldown almost the entire game. And yeah, and remember too, late game belongs to Na'Vi. Late game belongs to Na'Vi. Even with Ursa as well as Lone Druid, unless you have the best entangles of your life and best initiation of your life, Na'Vi should still be able to take this out, because I'm still seeing, actually not seeing the third Necro book. I thought we might see a third Necro coming out from Denny now he's got his high movement speed, but it looks like he's either going Aghanims or BKB.
And BKB would be a very interesting choice, because the damage mostly from Alliance is physical. Like
jump in.
Ursa.
S4, he's gone on Puppey. He's already got the last 2 after the AL to connect, and then with the Gale coming in from RK, they have enough damage to make sure the Puppey was going to evaporate.
And here comes Dendy. He's, again, invis up, looking to initiate. He doesn't have EMP Tornado invoked up, and that's really the crowd control he needs to actually stop this push.
Yeah, I don't think he really can, man. Even with the Vorce coming in from the side, the Wolves in, they're trying to pincer Alliance in, but the problem is the initiation from Alliance in a really good position right now. Bakuro, the Mass Serpent Morse down. That's a lot of damage on the Cold Snap going the way of S4. But they still managed to bring down the Shadow Shaman, and now the wards will just become food. While the AE ulti is being used to try and keep Funnick off the bottom lane with the TP coming in too.
Yeah, this tower, I think it's going to get denied. No, it looks like it's not even going to be deny range. You know, earlier in the draft, we were talking about S4 and Alliance doesn't really have too much initiation. It's just a Bat Rider jump. But conversely, if we look at Na'Vi, what type of initiation do they even have? I mean, Invoker, sure, he could initiate with EMP Tornado, but it's not as reliable as a Flaming Lasso. So
well, I also thought there'll be a Blink Dagger on Kuro, but he decided to go like double braces and never went to the Blink Dagger.
Exactly. Well, I think he just need to tank up, like just judging how much damage there is on the enemy side. So I guess that makes sense. I just feel like when Na'Vi wants to fight, they really can't find those kills, even if they're out, even if Alliance is out of position. Whereas as soon as you misstep, S4 is going to find you. So I just think the disparity in initiation power is really putting Na'Vi in a disadvantaged position.
Yeah. Especially if now Denny's going to go into this BKB, because then you're taking out another like initiation or controllability during the engagements.
Right.
Like I know you're going to buy the space for Denny to attack, and with the bonus damage coming out from the Howl of a Horse, he actually dishes out quite a large amount, even without his high points of Exort. But you're right, man. Alliance had the better initiation control right now.
It's very interesting that Denny's going for BKB. It looks like we're going to see a Roshan fight.
Look at the timing of it. Denny's going to come up. He yulls himself the Bat Rider straight away. Now, Roshan's not in a point where he can go down before the fight's over. So they trap up Loader. Troll trapped on him, and the Impetus damage. And S4 then shackled, forced up away. But RK, these Wolves and Necro units are just tearing Alliance apart. S4 has to blink himself away. I don't know if Admiral Buller is going to be as lucky, though. Denny is hot in his tail and entangle on the first hit. I take it back. The RNG gods are with Alliance tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Navi's not going to chase. It was a very, very unlucky timing for Loda. He blinked in, ready to go to work, but right when he blinked in, Tornado was cast. So suddenly, Navi says, oh, Big Free Bear just blinked in, so let's just react and just quickly mow them down, and they did. And without Ursa, what damage does really Alliance have? They have nothing, so it was a very, very easy route for Na'Vi.
Yeah. Well, right now, man, Na'Vi's going to try and press their advantage. And they have such a huge one too. You should check out the Golden Experience graph. You wanted an answer before for who really came out on top of that on that like top engagement that just kept dragging on. The answer was actually Alliance. They managed to gain back about 2 to 3k worth of gold just from that fight. Not to mention the experience advantage too, but now Na'Vi up that last one. Maybe this will turn around. That AEL is in a perfect position. 3 heroes from Na'Vi being connected, and Loader comes in. Gets a 3-man clap off too. Funnick, he puts down the sprite, so at least keep Loader out of the fight. But Kuro, the bear going to work. Funnick drops as well. The bear, oh, he just had a range. He couldn't attack straight away. So no possibility for the entangle over on Puppy. It looks like Loader is going to keep that engagement going into the Enchantress, while AGM is being ripped apart by, again, Lycan Wolves, as well as Avorst himself, but again being bashed up into RK. 2 hits, and he drops down so low. The Wolves have finished the job, giving a triple kill to Avorst, but he's about to come back up again with no shapeshift, but he has Denny right behind him. That Lycan beast forming up during the engagement, and Alliance are hot in retreat.
Again, judging just from the draft, when you have Venomancer as well as Ancient Apparition, when a Lycan Wolf is running at you, there is nothing you can do. You just can't stop him. Dendy invised up on the mid lane. He won't have enough damage. Unless
his initial ping was to go out for Loader. That was his initial ping.
You could cold snap the bear and maybe kill it. Oh, bash?
Who needs a cold snap? Damage is huge. The TP in Loader. He gets the clamp off now. Shapeshift form still got a decent amount of time, but if S4 gets this, he got the last two and drags him back in again. The A only to boot. And that is Lycan. Wicked 6 streak. They just gave 987 gold to an Ursa who just freshly completed a BKB.
That's a big swing. And you can see there, that is the weakness of using your Ghost Walk to initiate. You just don't have those Tornado at the ready. And unfortunately, because Dendy is not maxed out on his Invoke, or nor does he have an Aghanim Scepter, that is kind of the downside when you're using the one of your spell to initiate. So, pros and cons here.
Smart TP timeout by Funnick. He finishes up his level 2 Necro book now. I still want to see, like, Denny... He did go BKB. He did go BKB. I thought we might be seeing a switch up, but Na'Vi going to smoke themselves up and see if they can find out just one here so then they can force into the tier 2 tower.
And here we go. Dendy's going to use that initiation. He's going to have basically use that Yule Scepter, just pick somebody up, and then just give himself the time to invoke a different spell. Unfortunately, you can't do that against Ursa, because if you Yules Ursa up, Ursa's going to say, thank you, I'll blink away right after I pop down.
So I'm really surprised. Like, man, this is like, how long has it been? Like, I'd actually want to ask the question to Nahad, our resident stats man. How long has it been since Dendy has not bought either a Blink Dagger or a Force Staff on an Invoker when he's played it?
I'm completely surprised.
His maneuverability is just pure movement speed.
Top lane, it's going to be Funnick getting dragged. The Ice Blast is going to come in. Funnick's going to take so much damage, and he should be dead. Shatter? Yeah.
There was no way he was going to survive that, man. With a Haste Rune on Batrider, his TP chances away were going to be nothing with an AA ulti on him.
Yeah, I don't know. Last time I've seen Dendy play Invoker, always blink.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the BKB. I mean, if S4 jumps on you, really, you're not going to have time to actually get the BKB off.
And the other DPS forms are going to be coming out from either Loda, who doesn't really care about BKB, and then you've also got the possibility of an Entangle coming out from the Bear.
Yeah.
And if Venomancer gets his slows off beforehand, what does it really achieve?
To be fair, Dendy is Dendy. Last time when we saw S4 jumping onto him, he was able to use himself up in the air, so like his reaction rate is up there. So technically he can activate the BKB, but again, that begs the question, will Ursa really care? Will Lone Druid really care?
Yeah. It's a question which I'm looking forward to having answers. It's a fresh 10-second BKB on him, and I'd like to see how effective it's going to be. Nice Observer Warding placement, by the way, for Na'Vi. They're watching all of Alliance move from the top lane in towards the mid, so they're prepping the engagement. Kuro's still got his level 2 Mass Serpent Wards, Puppy the front lines. Tornado, they caught out EGM. Cold Snap, EMP burn, and Impetus damage as well with the Prophet ulti. Denny will pop off the BKB, but Puppy, Loda just jumps in, triggers off his own BKB, and fights strongly. But Havorce, he wants to stick in this fight, and rightly so. He destroys Arcade, and the movement speed allows him to just move away from Loda. Funnick got the sprout off. He's holding Loda in position. Now the Hex to follow up from Kuro. They get the kill. 3 Heroes for Alliance down. And Na'Vi only lost the Enchantress and the Centaur. That was it.
Yeah, and they're going to keep going now. That's the cool thing when you have Lycan on your team. If you win a fight in front of their base is going to be eating a ton of damage. How do you stop this push? Where's the how? Where's the how Havorce in 2-3 seconds? And this entire wave is going to get buffed up to insane amount of damage output.
I think he might have been waiting out for, well, I don't know if it's the Firefly or just for the fortification to end. But either way, Na'Vi back up. They don't want to overstay their welcome. They did their job. They get a couple of kills. Very little collateral damage. I like how the AA ulti was still trying to have a crack at Havorce, but that's going to be even harder to kill him now with a full AC done. Of course, Lone Druid picked his up at the same time. But yeah, Na'Vi, they're playing this very, very safe. There's so much at stake, man. Almost $125,000 worth of prize money. And if you lose this best of 5, you don't get a chance to play for the big portion of it. You had to play in the 3rd place matchup instead.
I'm looking at Dendy, and he's still looking for those solo kills. Speaking of which, Na'Vi just got much better in terms of initiation power. We talked about how, Kuro needs that Blink Dagger. Well, he has it. So if he sees somebody out of position, he could jump in, and the Speedy Demon of Dendy, then he could also kind of just follow up. So I think Na'Vi's team fight just got much, much better. And we are approaching that stage of the game where you look at lines. Is their late game going to hold up to it? You earlier said there's no late game on lines, and I have to agree, unless Admiral Bulldog gets insanely farmed, which I don't think he's there yet. I say that though, but look at his bear though. His bear has so many items.
It's looking good for 30 minutes, but not as great as we've seen Admiral Bulldog's bears look in the past. Like, you got yourself Maelstrom, Basher, as well as Assault Cuirass. Now, that's pretty damn good for an offlane like Bulldog. He's still got 14,500 net worth, which is still higher than that of Funnick. But at the same time, what we're asking of him into the later portion of the game, he needs to be ahead of everybody. And the one person which he cannot control is Havorce. Yep. And Havorce is the primary like problem. I know during most of the team fights we've both been calling out that like it's the players from Funnick or from Kuro or like Puppy here and there or Dendy just in the middle of the fights, but Havorce is this like he's just under them. He's nipping at the heels the entire time.
Well, I think nipping under the heels is a very understatement.
Sorry, everyone has an Achilles heel, and the second the heel goes, they die. Is that better?
I feel like Havorce is just this big freight train that's just running through our lines. And it's really hard to stop him. But if you grab him before shapeshift and kill him, oh no, looks like S4 is going to look for somebody else instead.
Yeah, and it's also because Firefly's about to wear off. He was running out of his time for the burn damage. And of course, it almost feels like he's playing bait, which I'm surprised at. Now the bear comes in, Kuro jumps in too. They're trying to bring down Loader and they've got him! Very, very quick hits. And Havorce into shapeshift form, they force EGM into a corner. There's no force up, he's locked in here with wolves and units. So Havorce will pick up the double kill. And this is, they found an extra hero too. I was about to say it's a free ticket to go inside the mid lane. But they're sticking around. S4 still got his last sword. He's going to go on Puppey and put Puppey up on the cliff. So stay where you are, Captain of Na'Vi. And then he's just going to burn him down with the sticky napalm, and then Flame breaks him down the hill. While up on top lane, RK being just three-way banged by Na'Vi. Middle lane, of course, just doing it solo, but he gets entangled up, and now we'll see the man fights. It's basically bear on, well, bear. But Avorce just breaks free, he gets bashes on this bear too. His Spirit Bear has to get back. There is a resummon available for Alliance, but they're missing out on so much, and now they've lost S4 too. Hexed up, EMP burned out, Cole snapped up, Avorce hits him once, Avorce hits him twice, and they don't even need the third hit. They bring him down, the Yule Scepter takes the bear out of play, and then he's trying to retrieve himself away to safety, which they'll do so. Midrax is gone.
Oh, here comes Loda. He wants a man fight. He's going to go right on Havorce. Havorce, no shapeshift for 7 seconds. Looks like he is going to be the casualty of war. Blink Dagger is going to be coming off cooldown for Loda very soon, but looks like he is not going to pursue. I think in this last long drawn-out engagement, we're really seeing the power of Blink initiation. First, in the early game was S4 jumping in, winning that initial Roshan pit. And earlier, it was Kuro coming in, that initial on Loda. Alliance had to fight without Loda, and like we've been talking about, without Loda, there's just no burst damage output. And Na'Vi, again, just rolled through. So my mic just got banged because I was so excited. In any case, yeah, Blink Dagger wins games, and Kuro showing us how.
Man, it's working beautifully. While we get to have our lull, let's do our fun chat trivia. So who are the only two heroes average 8.0 kills per match or higher in 50+ competitive Dota 2 appearances in 6.80?
That's tough.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to take a crack of guess?
We can have a guess and guide the viewers before they have a guess.
Okay, Toby, who do you think?
Dude, I have no... I would actually want to throw... No. I almost want to abstain from this one. Normally I get involved, but I almost want to abstain.
I'm going to take an educated guess of Storm. Because I feel like he could actually get a ton of kills quite easily. And maybe Ancient Apparition? No, Ancient Apparition gives the kill with Ice Blast, so never mind. I don't know, that's a tough one.
It's like, who are your biggest killers? I actually want to throw Puck into the mix.
Yeah, sure. See how Puck has been doing a lot lately.
Yeah, and I know he's a major controller, but a lot of times like, you can still find like solo kills and pickoffs. So yeah, I'll go with that. But Puck will be my only fish I'm going to throw into this barrel. In the meantime, Na'Vi just add an Aegis as well as Cheese to their lineup.
Yeah, and the Aegis goes on the Lycanthrope, and the Cheese goes on
Phonic.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, Navi's items are just really, to me like
they got an Abyssal Blade on Havorce. I don't think they need much more as far as items go.
Yeah, I mean,
that's also controlled.
Yeah, Phonic also has a Hex, so I just feel like they have 3 or 4 ways to now deal with Loda. In the previous team fight, we saw Kuro jumping in and hexing him up. We have that from Phonic as well. Even if he pops this BKB, Havorce says, I don't care, I'm going to Abyssal you up. I just find it hilarious that Havorce will finish this game with brown boots, because, hey, why not?
It's almost like the classic Weavers who never bought boots at all.
Sure.
I also just want to give a big flag out right now. The only person not to die on the map is Admiral Bulldog. He's 803. If we start talking about kills right now, he's the man that's doing it for the team. Now S4 jumps in, BKB's up, but the Abyssal Blade, look at S4! He gets carved like a turkey. And they're going to go in deeper. Tornado picks up on the Ancient Apparition. And Havorce is trying to beat down on top of the tower. He does get bashed up by this bear. And now Loda, the Aeon, is going to come in and try and give a bit of a hand. He's going on Phonic, but there's just not enough life points to keep him up here. Havorce has the double kill. And buyback has to come from the Ursa. Deafening Blast pushing him back. Admiral Bullock had to also get his distance away from these mass Serpent Wards, which are causing some issues. But the only thing Na'Vi have lost for all of this push is basically Aegis. They're going to lose Havorce well with a lucky bash coming in there from Loda and a secondary one to go with the Cold Feet. They're able to pick off Horvorst, and that means they hold on to their bottom racks. The Mouse Serpent Wars hadn't finished their job on the melee racks here, which means technically Alliance, they had buybacks, but tactically wise, they only lose the tier 3 tower on bottom.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance is not losing right now, but they're not getting closer to winning this game. When you're using buyback to defend your racks, I think Ursa had to use it there. So no Abyssal for him, or no any kind of defensive item for him. How do you deal with this Lycanthrope? You just really cannot.
I don't see a way, man. Ember Spirit and Spectre are the only 2 heroes.
Okay.
Can't believe we actually didn't think about Ember Spirit.
That hero's, I don't know, he's gonna get nerfed.
He's just massively OP is what he is, man.
Yeah. Spectre, very interesting.
It's funny because like you wouldn't think Spectre's played enough games to be able to also have that kind of record.
That's true. Although lately Empire has been using Spectre to great effect. And you know their playstyle, they are run and gun, so they get a ton of kills. So I think Empire has a big say in those Spectre stats.
I can't take my eyes off Admiral Bulldog because he's going for another, like, you talk about like unfinished items on a bear. This is like 5 million different afterthoughts. He's got Helm of the Dominator, he's got Demon Edge, he's got Maelstrom, he's got Basher. It's like we don't have our Monkey King bar, we don't have our Daedalus, we don't have anything else. And the Helm of the Dominator, it's like he's trying to keep his bear alive, just like when he pushes out the lanes, keep it as full life as possible. Because in the team fights, it doesn't do anything. Lycan just comes in and mops it up.
Yeah, and the also thing is, if he finishes the item, he can't use the actives on the bears, right? Like, your bear can't use a Mjolnir.
Unless he picks up a point boost. The top lane, they found Fun Account. This is some space making right now for Alliance. They get a quick pick off, and they've got to get out of here before they die. Which means almost the sailing of the bottle. Okay, he sells his stick charge instead.
I think Funix says, I made space, guys. Get the racks, please.
Well, they're going to give it a shot, man. But Horvorst, like, he's popped off the Necro units, but remember, he's a guy with no BKB. They finish the range racks. The bear will go down right now, which means actually Admiral Bulldog has to resummon. He has no other choice. They lose the bottom racks. Horvorst is running away. The bear is hoping for a bash, but it's also walking into 4 different heroes. Dendy is here with a size device, so they use it up. They put down the ice wall. So the bear, you'd think actually a panda bear will be okay in the snow, but seems to struggle. But the bottom ranks is now claimed for Na'Vi. So you're right, space created by Funnick with his death.
No, wait, pandas are lazy-ass animals. They just sit there and eat all day. How are they going to be fighting snow? They just cry.
But this is like War Panda. I watched that, what was that, like in the movie Golden Compass? Or something like that?
Man, if you talk to me about movies, you're barking up the wrong tree, man. Like, I have not seen Star Wars, so that's how bad of a movie buff I am.
Hang on, have you at least seen like all the Harry Potters?
I've seen Harry Potter. I've seen Lord of the Rings.
You've seen Harry Potters, you've seen Lord of the Rings, you haven't seen Star Wars.
No.
That's actually understandable. A lot of the movies are actually quite crap. The universe was amazing. Tornado going to fly out from Na'Vi. And S4, he jumps in, but look at the Hex from Koro. So insanely quick, and now Horvorst comes in. They destroy the Bat Rider. Now they can move over towards the bear. Remember, it's going to be on cooldown. The AOD is trying to help them out. They have managed to at least bring down Shadow Shaman, and now Loda with a BKB have the space to bring down Denny, but Horvorst comes back in again, and they're trying to fight and get out of here. RK will bleed out, and the impetus damage from Enchantress is so damn huge. EGM's on the run. Admiral Bulldog is just getting his ass out there. He's holding on to his 8-0 record right now. But the TP's double buybacks from both Kuro as well as Funnick. They don't care. They're coming back for the win, man. They want to end this game and they want to end it now. And S4 and EGM, they're really uncertain about moving back, and rightly so. S4 jumping in, initiates on Pumpy. AA ulti still on cooldown for another second here. EGM has the space, only quickly though. The gem will be dropped from his death. But the Gale, as well as support, Admiral Bulldog back to front lines, Bear in 6 seconds time. And then he'll actually have something he can fight with, but there's a Blink Dagger over on Funnick, allowing him to escape, and now they turn to S4. The Bear to front lines, initiated on Kuro, but he's still got the Hex off to start with. But you see Admiral Bulldog actually getting a lot of damage in Kuro. He's going to mass open one, trap up S4. The Ghost Scepter bought him the space for it. He'll lose his life for all of this, however, but at the same time, I don't think he cares.
I mean, I think that's the moment where Kuro goes like, team, because he got trapped in by Funnick Sprout, and the team just ditched. And meanwhile, Kuro says, oh man, I'm going to take somebody down with me. So, what a play. I did not expect that he would get Ghost Scepter and get a kill. Wow. Kuro's too good.
Oh, Yeah, it's still crazy that we're 31 for 30 right now. The advantage, we haven't brought the goal graph in a while now, but it did reach about 17,000 going the way of Na'Vi. But the experience, it doesn't look that bad. It was 14k going the way of Na'Vi, and Alliance managed to drag it back by 6,000 experience. I know that we're still missing the mid racks as well as the bottom racks, but as far as Alliance fans go, I don't think their hope should be given up. Like, this bear is getting fat. It's now finished the Monkey King bar. You got a lot of potential to get some lockdowns out from Admiral Bulldog.
Okay, that bear.
Yeah, sorry, not obviously.
Not the Ursa bear.
Okay, so yeah, we have Spirit Bear, we have Bear, and then we have Wolf. So I should say Spirit Bear is looking freaking strong. And Loda's actually not looking too bad either. We saw the initial damage he did. Na'Vi focused him in when he jumped in as well, because they wanted to get rid of Loda. They know if they leave him up, he dishes out a lot of damage. But it's actually making space for Admiral Bulldog's bear to go to town. The only problem for Admiral Bulldog is his bear keeps going back on the cooldown. He needs both for Alliance to hold the advantage during the fight.
Yeah, you know how you say Admiral Bulldog has no def? Does it count if his bear has been dying? It definitely will count during the team fights when he needs the damage. So
it's the fact he doesn't lose the gold, which means he can pump more into the 12-slotted like Lone Druid Bear. That's what really right now is the impressive part.
Yeah, the tough thing for him to deal with are these hexes, because if Na'Vi really care about killing that Spirit Bear, they could just hex him up. And
but if they do that, then they don't control up heroes like Ursa or Batrider.
That's true.
Like they basically need more control. And they're a bit. I don't know if they're actually. How can I say they need more control? you got Hex and Shackles over on a Shadow Shaman. He's also going into Aghanim Scepter instead of going to go for like BKB control. But then you got Denny, who's like master of control as the Invoker, and then he's got Yule Scepter as well as Scythe of Ice. You got Prophet with its own Scythe of Ice. You got Horst, who has Abyssal Blade.
I mean, the blink on Prophet, as awkward as that looks, allows you to jump in and then just grab.
Bulldog's gonna get out of here. If Dendy only had a Blink Dagger. Kuro comes in, they're going to hex up on the bear. And this is so wise right now. We talk about the fact they need two of the bears. The Aeod is coming in, and that's actually going to not hit on anybody. It's a little bit too far away, and now Batrider jumps in with a BKB. He's going to focus on Funnick, and then into the fight as well. Admiral Bulldog, he got a bash over on the BKB up Denny. S4 is still going to Firefly in the middle of this entire engagement. Now Funnick is the first one to go down. S4, 72 life points, hiding in the tree lines. Loader Ava shackled up by Kuro. This Shadow Shaman is just working overtime, and Admiral Bulldog, this is his last bear. He doesn't have a resummon evolve for this one. EGM is trying to solo up Dendy himself. He's actually got Ice Blast. He gets the kill. Ancient Apparition solos up the Invoker. They've lost 2 cores here, Na'Vi. And then Kuro. Loader jumps in. S4's right behind it. Flamebrain's going to push him back into it. One hit. They're just so damn slow, but Loader, it's a double kill. Successful defense is successful. They buy back the Enchantress, and there's still 2 Raxus down. They need to dish out some damage to these tier 2s and tier 3 towers to even have a chance to have a crack at the Rax. But Avorst, look what he's doing! He knows his space is safe. He's going in for Roshan.
Oh, is it safe though? Here comes Admiral Bulldog. He doesn't have a bear summon. All he has is a Dominator. He scouts it up. Oh,
the jig is
he
over!
calls the bear, and the bear's bashing the hell out of Hobos. Hobos is going to go down in the 4th Roshan of the game. It's going to go to Alliance. You're saying that Alliance fans should not despair, and this is it. I don't know how are they winning these fights.
They have done it beautifully, man. They have done it absolutely beautifully. I want to put so many props to S4 for that engagement. He managed to drag him away. He caused so much havoc. They managed to bring down Funnick. They took out his disable. They took out his mech. They took out his level of control. And then they reinsert back in again. They're coming up high ground. Now, we've got a buyback coming out from Lycan. But remember, this is still a Lycan with no BKB. The fact that Denny got zoned down too. He's going to be spitting chips about the fact he got bashed up by Admiral Bulldog's bear halfway through that engagement. Should also point out too, for some reason we have cheese over on the bear. Of all places to put it, you're actually running it to keep the bear alive during these fights. They've in fact resorted to having cheese.
Hey man, I mean, I don't think the bear cares about limiting item slots, so yeah, it's actually pretty sick stuff. Admiral Bulldog has both the Aegis and cheese divided between his hero and bear, because that's the team right now. Forget Loda, forget EGM. I mean, they've been playing well, and S4, like you said, play extremely well in the team fight, but he is the damage output in this fight. I think Loda blinks in and he's gonna do a little bit, but in terms of the damage that's lasting throughout at the beginning and the finish of the team fight, that's Admiral Bulldog, and he's carrying hard right now.
Yeah. Man, if Loda could even finish up an Abyssal Blade coming into this fight, oh my lord. Like, cause that's when, like, the bash chances are there. Like, you need the RNG gods to be on your side as Admiral Bulldog right now. But the ability to be able to permanently lock down the Lycan, that's going to be, like, you can't buy that kind of awesomeness during the team fight. I'd also point out, too, what Lycan's building into. This looks like a halberd coming out from him. Vor's trying to add innovation. He is going...
Is that courier going to die, though?
If S4 blinks for it, but he can't see it.
Okay.
The courier flew up too high. It didn't get spotted out by the observer ward. But this definitely looks like S4 is going to come in from behind, and they're going to try and pincer the Na'Vi line. It's not a simple thing to do. They smoke up and instantly reveal. And he found the courier, but he's not going to kill the courier. Now the BKB goes. They're going on Kuro, but Kuro blinks away. This one couldn't get the initiation. He got Puppy instead. Vor starts him down as far as possible, and now the bear comes up, but Alliance, they're fighting from the low ground, but Loda doesn't care. They've killed off the Enchantress of Force. He has to run himself away here. He doesn't have enough life points to survive it. The bear might get sprouted up, so at least he won't be able to follow Na'Vi out. But then again, Venomancer, it's a triple kill for RK. What the hell just happened there? It looked like an AA shadow with a poison hit.
It was exactly just that. The A ultimate plus the Venomancer ult. None of them have accepted just yet, but it did so much damage. And Lycan died a second time in a row. He has no buyback. So if Alliance wants to man the hell up, he could. But it's going to be Dendy fighting S4 in the mid lane. The Hex is going to come through. He still has a Firefly. It's a flying chicken, but he's going to still go for the kill. I'm just going to pick up Ursa, and Dendy's going to get the kill. Definitely Blast is going to allow him to run back. Funnick, though, he's throwing his body. He's got the mech. He's got the Hex. He's got to get out. Where's the Blink Dagger? He's got
4 seconds!
And blink in 2 seconds. Can he make it out? Where's the blink?
Oh, he got bashed! The Sprout, though, will buy some more space, and he put down the ice wall. He can blink! He can blink through the tree lines. He's TPing out. He just managed to save Danny, and then Danny came back in to save him. But they're still the only 2 players left alive for Na'Vi up against the 5-man of Alliance.
Still 60 seconds till Volts comes back alive again. No buyback on him, so here we go. I think Alliance could actually do enough damage. I mean, they got the biggest Spirit Bear tower killer of all, so let's go. Let's go, Alliance.
Push high ground. Admiral Bulldog's walking around with freaking halberd on himself. He doesn't even want to finish
what
the
he needs to do as soon as the creep wave comes back alive, dominate the creep wave, so get off the backdoor region and just go. No, he doesn't even care about the backdoor region.
S4, he's in! He's got Dandy!
But the bear's gonna go down!
The Sprout, though, from Funnick is really good. It's locked Alliance in. They can't fight properly. Helora comes out trying to attack on Kuro, but he can't finish the job right now. Dandy entangled. The bear's controlling him. Kuro's burning out in his Ghost Scepter. Dandy will go invis. They've lost the vision with no gem being close enough to it. Puppy spitting out the impetus towards Loda. He's almost going to go down. He can't get back to tower. Prophet only will come through. They clean him up. Na'Vi, they still have the Rax advantage. Do not forget this while the fight's going on. They need to bring down this Rax alliance, but Funnick brought back in the engagement. Sprouts up on the bear. Sunstrike, impetus, hexes, everything they've got. Horse is right in the tail of Admiral Bulldog as well. Maybe finally they can kill off this 11-0-10 Admiral Bulldog. He needs a bash. He's got the Abyssal. The Wolves come in, try and surround the Hex. The AOL, the Admiral Bulldog. He's going to go down. Finally, you'll Scepter. There it is. 14-25 awarded to the man in the corner with the red trousers. Admiral Bulldog, Ghost Nature's Prophet. Now S4. Fire flying away. Cole snapped up. He's getting controlled. BKB, it won't protect him. Alliance, they look like they were dragging this game back. And maybe they've just given Na'Vi the fight that was required to win.
And Funnick, he's going to go in the top lane right now, going for that melee racks. They're going to go for the mega creeps. And I don't think there's any gas
Danny's
left
going for the CG.
For Alliance.
That's it. That's it. There will be no more.
Wow.
You're my little leprechaun, Lumi. Thank you.
No problem. 4 more to come, man. 4 more to come.
Oh, brilliant games. Brilliant games. That's going to be one of those ones to flag up there in the top 5 weekly. We're going to be back here in a moment, guys. Game number 2 of Alliance versus Na'Vi coming out for the D2CL semi-final. It is a full best-of-5 series coming your way tonight. And if game 1 is the tale of things to come, it's going to be a beautiful thing that you will not want to miss out on. Great action coming your way. Remember, get over there and also buy the D2CL ticket inside the game, because if we actually sell, like, I think it's only like 50 or 100 tickets. If we sell another 50 or 100 tickets, we actually get the 1v1 matchup tournament as well. This is one of the stretch goals for the D2CL, so definitely get yourself over there and do that one. We're going to be back here in just a couple of moments' time after I grab a breather and maybe even upload the VODs directly towards this channel right now. We'll be back in a moment, peoples. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.